Let us start chemistry. In chemistry gaseous state chapter. In the gaseous state, we are discussing Dalton's law of partial pressures. Dalton's law of partial pressures. In Dalton's law of partial pressures, we discussed total pressure of the gaseous mixture is equal to sum of the partial pressures. Sum of the partial pressures. Okay. Sum of the partial pressures we have seen. Sum of the partial pressures like this. Sorry. Now let us take a gas. Let us take here hydrogen gas. Let us take hydrogen gas. We will take. It is how much means 1 mole. It is how much in the sense 1 mole. It is 1 liter. Temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. Another vessel let us take. In this another vessel, we will take Cl2 gas. Cl2 gas. It is how many moles means 1 mole. Volume of vessel is 1 liter. Temperature of the gas is around 27 degrees Celsius. Let us mix both in this vessel. Now we are taking another vessel. In this vessel, let us transfer this hydrogen gas completely into this vessel. Hydrogen gas we are transferring completely into this vessel. Next, let us transfer the Cl2 gas completely into this vessel. Cl2 gas completely into this vessel. Now this vessel volume is also 1 liter. It is also at 27 degrees Celsius. Now here hydrogen gas is exerting pressure. That is pressure of hydrogen gas. Cl2 gas is exerting pressure. That is pressure of Cl2 gas. Here also pressure is exerted. Now say what is the relation between this pressure and these two? Shall we say sum of these two is equal to this one? Shall we say like this? Shall we say like this? Now see here what you have taken in this vessel. You see hydrogen gas we have taken. In this vessel hydrogen gas is there. This hydrogen gas 1 mole we have taken. Volume is 1 liter. Temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. At this condition hydrogen gas is exerting pressure. That pressure is called pressure of hydrogen gas. Here also Cl2 is exerting pressure. That is called pressure of Cl2 gas. Let us take this hydrogen gas into this vessel. Let us transfer all the hydrogen molecules into this vessel. Then let us transfer all the Cl2 molecules into this vessel. Now here pressure exerted. Here pressure exerted in this vessel. In this vessel pressure exerted. In this vessel gas is present. The present gas is exerting pressure. That pressure will it be equal to sum of these two? Shall we say? Shall we say like this or not? And another clue I will give, hydrogen gas can react with the Cl2 gas. Hydrogen gas can react with the Cl2 gas to give what in the sense HCl gas. To give HCl gas. To give HCl gas. Hydrogen can react with the Cl2 to give HCl. Now, shall we say pressure exerted by this one? Pressure exerted by this one is equal to sum of these two. Shall we say pressure exerted by these two is equal to sum of pressure exerted by last one is equal to sum of these two? Shall we say or not? Shall we say or not? What do you think? Do you say yes or no? Sir, okay. Now here you think that this is exerting pressure. This hydrogen gas is exerting pressure. Cl2 gas is exerting pressure. Cl2 gas is exerting pressure. That is called pressure of Cl2. Hydrogen gas is exerting pressure. That is called pressure of hydrogen. Pressure of hydrogen. Now you are transferring all the hydrogen gas molecules into this vessel and all the Cl2 molecules into this vessel. So what happens between hydrogen and chlorine? What happens? A chemical reaction takes place. Between hydrogen and chlorine, chemical reaction takes place. Due to chemical reaction, what is produced? HCl is produced. So in this vessel, what is there? Hydrogen chloride is there. So hydrogen chloride is exerting pressure. Hydrogen chloride is gas. So that hydrogen chloride existing as a gas here, this is exerting pressure. That is called this pressure. This is called pressure exerted by hydrogen chloride. Pressure exerted by hydrogen chloride. Now shall we say pressure exerted by this, pressure exerted in this vessel is equal to sum of these two, shall we say? This pressure plus this pressure. Shall we say or not? Shall we say or we should not say? What do you think? What do you say this one? Shall we say here hydrogen and chlorine are going for reaction? That means it is a reactive mixture. It is what means reactive mixture, reactive gaseous mixture, reactive gaseous mixture. So shall we say or we need not say? What do you think? If you consider as what is the assumption, in the sense attractive forces is almost zero. We are going for an assumption. We are going for an assumption. Assumption is what means like this also we can say attraction is negligible. Attraction is negligible, we will take. Now shall we say attraction is negligible among the gaseous molecules? This assumption will take. Under this assumption, shall we say pressure exerted by this one, pressure exerted by this one is equal to sum of these two. Sir, okay. Now we will see, then that means we will see Dalton's law. We will see what Dalton says, that we will see. By seeing Dalton's law, we will come to this one. Okay. Now let us take a vessel. In this vessel, we are taking a helium gas. Helium gas. It is how many moles? Means 1 mole will take. Its volume is 1 liter. Temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. Under this condition, shall we say helium gas is exerting pressure? Shall we say helium gas exert pressure under this condition? In this vessel you have taken 1 mole of helium gas. Its volume is 1 liter. The vessel volume is 1 liter, and temperature of the gas is 27 degrees Celsius. Shall we say helium gas is exerting pressure or not? What shall we say? Can helium gas exert pressure? Can helium gas exert pressure or do not exert pressure? What do you think? Do you think that helium exerting pressure? Do you think helium exerting pressure or it is not exerting pressure? What do you think? Sorry, okay. So gas, in the sense gas will exert pressure. Gas in the sense that will exert pressure. So pressure exerted by the gas is called pressure exerted by helium gas is we can say like this symbolic representation. Gas in the sense it is exerting pressure. Sorry, okay. Gas in the sense it will exert pressure, that pressure is called pressure exerted by helium gas. So helium gas we have taken here, helium gas we have taken, that is 1 mole, that is 1 liter, that is 27 degrees Celsius. Now helium gas is exerting pressure, that is called pressure of helium. Next we will take another vessel we will take. In this another vessel, let us take a neon gas. Let us take neon gas. It is how many moles? Means 1 mole. Let us take. Its volume is 1 liter. Its temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. Like this we will take. Now we have taken neon gas. Neon gas in the sense the gas molecules are exerting pressure. So neon gas is exerting pressure. Pressure exerted by neon gas we will represent like this. Pressure exerted by neon gas we have represented in this way. Sorry, okay. Now let us go for let us see helium and neon. We will see helium gas, helium molecules are there here, neon molecules are there. Between helium molecules attractive force is there. Between neon molecules also attractive force is there. Do you think that attractive force between helium molecules, attractive force between neon molecules same? Do you think that between helium molecules attractive force and between neon molecules attractive force will remain same? Will remain same, shall we say, or shall we say they do not remain same? What do you think? Between helium molecules attractive force is there. Between neon molecules also attractive force is there. Sir, the attractive force between helium molecules, the attractive force between neon molecules will be same or different? What do you think? Sir, naturally we'll see. Naturally, if you see that this one law is there. What is that law in the sense? Force of attraction between two bodies. Force of attraction. Forces of attraction depends on Forces of attraction depends on what means forces of attraction is directly proportional to charge of one body into charge of another body by distance between them square. Forces, interactive forces, like this we can say. So here charges in the sense here charges are given, charge of one body, charge of another body, distance between them, like this given. Charge of one body means this helium is having what? Helium is having what? Helium is an atom. Atom is having subatomic particles. Subatomic particles are what? Proton, neutron, electron, like this. You know that protons and neutrons present in the nucleus. Around the nucleus, what is there means electron cloud is there. So, if you take two helium atoms, if you take two helium, you are taking two helium atoms. You are taking two helium atoms. You are taking one helium atom like this, another helium atom like this. This helium atom nucleus is present like this. Its electron cloud is present like this. It is having electrons. Its nucleus present like this. Its electron cloud is present like this. Now this nucleus can attract this electron cloud. Similarly, this nucleus can attract electron cloud. So attractive force is possible or not? So between helium molecules, attractive force is possible or not possible, you think? So between helium molecules, attractive force is present. Similarly, between neon molecules, attractive force is there or not, we'll see. Between neon molecules, attractive force is present or not present. That point we'll see. Between neon molecules, attractive force is present or not, we'll see. So now neon will take neon. It is having nucleus. In the nucleus, protons and neutrons present. Proton is having positive charge. And around the nucleus, what is there means electron cloud is present. Let us take another neon. It is having nucleus. Nucleus is having neutrons and protons. Around the nucleus, what is there means electron cloud is present. Now we can say the positive charge of nucleus is attracting negative charge of this electron cloud. Similarly, positive charge of this nucleus is attracting negative charge of this electron cloud. So attraction is possible between the neon molecules. So from this we can come to an idea that between neon molecules attractive force is possible. Now say that between helium molecules attractive force is there, that we came to know. Between neon molecules also attractive force is there, that we came to know. Now the magnitude of attractive force here, magnitude of attractive force between helium molecules, magnitude of attractive force between neon molecules will remain same or different. What do you think? Magnitude of attractive force between helium molecules, magnitude of attractive force between neon molecules will remain same or different. What do you say? Attractive forces between helium molecules, attractive forces between neon molecules will remain same or different? Will remain same or different? What do you think? Sir. Now for that, what shall we do in the sense? Okay, you are saying that attractive forces between helium molecules, attractive forces between neon molecules are different. Sir. Why do we say different? That means we will take helium. We'll take helium. Helium molecules will take. In the helium molecules, here nucleus is present and it is having electron cloud. Electrons are present. For this also nucleus. Around the nucleus, electrons are present. Helium atomic number 2, so it is having 2 electrons, 2 protons. Neon atomic number 10, so it is having 10 electrons and 10 protons. Now see that nucleus is attracting these 2 electrons. This nucleus is attracting these 2 electrons. Here nucleus is having 10 protons. The 10 protons attracting this electron cloud. Here neon is having electrons, no, that electrons. This nucleus also is attracting these electrons. Therefore, here in this nucleus, charge of this nucleus is plus 2, charge of this nucleus is plus 10. Charge is different. Charge of nucleus is different. And around the nucleus here electron cloud is present, that is 2 electrons present, but here around the nucleus electron cloud is present, that is 10 electrons. So that number of electrons varying. Electron is a negative charge. Electron is having negative charge. Number of electrons is varying. Charge of nucleus also varying. Therefore, the attractive force also varying. Therefore, we can say attractive force also vary. So here attractive force and here attractive force is different. Sir, okay. So what you said, that is correct. Attractive force among helium molecules and attractive force among neon molecules are different. Sir, okay. Next, let us take another gas. That gas is suppose argon. That argon also let us take under same condition like this. Same condition like this we will take. So we are taking here argon. We are taking argon gas. It is suppose 1 mole or 2 moles or any moles we can take. Volume is this much, temperature is this much. It is exerting pressure, that is called pressure exerted by argon gas. Sir, okay. Now shall we say the attractive forces between argon molecules is different from helium molecules and neon molecules. That means attractive forces between argon molecules. Attractive forces between argon molecules is different from helium molecules and neon molecules, shall we say? Sir, okay. Now let us go for an assumption. What is the assumption we are taking in the sense attractive forces remain same? That means attractive forces are negligible. Attractive forces are negligible. That means we are coming for an assumption that there is no interaction. There is no interaction. That assumption we will take. We will take an assumption. Actually, what is there means attractive forces are there. Between helium molecules, attractive forces present. Similarly, neon molecules are having and argon molecules are also having attractive forces. Now we are taking an assumption there is no interaction among the gas molecules. Like this assumption we will take. Sorry. Now let us take another vessel. Another vessel we are taking. This vessel volume is 1 liter. This it is at temperature 27 degrees Celsius. Here in this vessel helium molecules are there. Let us transfer all the helium molecules into this vessel. All the helium molecules we transferred into this vessel. Then let us transfer all these neon molecules into this vessel. Neon molecules, all molecules we transfer. Next, let us transfer all the argon molecules into this vessel. All the argon molecules we transferred into this vessel. So this vessel contains gaseous mixture. This vessel contains gaseous mixture. Now, among these gas molecules, helium, neon, argon, among these gas molecules, there is no reaction. Therefore, it is, we can say, non-reactive gaseous mixture. The gaseous mixture is non-reactive. Now, non-reactive, so helium gas, neon gas, argon gas, these gas molecules are exerting pressure. That is called pressure exerted by gaseous mixture. Pressure exerted by gaseous mixture. Okay. Helium gas, neon gas, argon gas are exerting pressure. Helium, neon, argon gaseous molecules are exerting pressure. That is called pressure exerted by the gaseous mixture. Pressure exerted by the gaseous mixture. Now let us relate. Let us relate pressure exerted by gaseous mixture with pressure of helium, pressure of neon, and pressure of argon. Let us relate pressure exerted by gaseous mixture with pressure of helium, pressure of neon, and pressure of argon. Let us relate. What do you say? What is the relation will be there? That we have to see. Sir, okay. What is the assumption we have taken in the sense there is no interaction among gas molecules? This is the assumption. There is no actually what is there means interaction is there, but we are taking an assumption that there is no interaction among the gaseous molecules. Like this assumption we have taken. Sir, is this assumption correct? That is this assumption correct or wrong? That we have to see. Now, attractive forces in the sense between any two bodies, attractive forces present. Between any two bodies, interactive forces are present. So if you take gas, solid and liquid, if you take how the interactive forces present means gas is having very low, liquid is having high, solid is having still high. So between gaseous molecules, interactive forces are less when compared to other physical states. Okay. Now, shall we say attractive forces among gas molecules negligible or not? That point we'll see. Now, gas molecules distance. The distance between gas molecules depending on what means temperature, volume, pressure. Temperature, volume, pressure. Based on that, distance will be there. So, if you provide same temperature and same volume, now here see we are providing same temperature in all the places and same volume we provided. Therefore, distance between gaseous molecules will be same. Sir, okay. But if we change number of moles, distance will be changed. Here 1 mole is there, here 1 mole, here 1 mole. Therefore, distance between gaseous molecules in these three vessels remains same because volume is same, temperature is same. Here if you see number of moles is how much means totally 3 moles. How totally 3 moles in the sense helium 1 mole, neon 1 mole, argon 1 mole, so totally 3 moles. Though volume is 1 liter as like here, though temperature is 27 degrees Celsius as like here, but here number of moles is varied when compared to these individually, so that distance between gas molecules is less here when compared to this. So okay. Now under the normal condition, under this normal condition, we are taking an assumption no interaction since attraction is less, so that we have taken no interaction. This is also assumption only we have taken. No interaction assumption we have taken. It is partially correct. Sir, why partially correct means and it is a normal condition. Therefore, in the normal condition, the atmospheric air contains noble gases, that is helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon present in the atmospheric air. They are permanent gases. Permanent gases in the sense attractive forces are very much low. Therefore, what interaction? What is the assumption we have taken? This is a negligible attraction, so that it is correct. Sorry. Now we will come to an idea that this pressure of mixture, pressure of gases mixture here, pressure of helium, pressure of neon, pressure of argon. Among these, what is the relation if we go for an assumption that there is no interaction among gaseous molecules? If we go for this assumption, that means there is no interaction among gaseous molecules. If we take, what is the relation among these? That means pressure of helium, pressure of neon, pressure of argon, pressure of gaseous mixture. What is the relation, do you think? Do you get an idea? Do you get any idea? Sorry. Now see that here helium gas is present. The gas molecules in the sense they will move continuously. In what way they will move? In the sense they will make a random motion. They will not go proper motion. They will go for random motion. Random motion in the sense these helium gas molecules are moving. From where to where it will move, you think? Where to where will it move? From up to down, or down to up, or from left side to right side, or from right side to left side, or from right corner to left corner, or in which way it will move? Is there any point that it will move in this direction only? Like this, can we say that helium gas molecules will move in particular direction, shall we say, or it will move in a random manner? How the gas molecules movement will be there? How the gas molecules movement will be there? It will make a random motion or it will make a proper motion? Sorry. How to say whether it is making proper motion or random motion? That point we'll see. How to say whether it is making proper motion or random motion? That point we'll see. Okay. Now we will see that one gas molecule is moving like this. Suppose here another gas molecule is there, means it will make collision. Due to collision, it may go like this or it may go like this. Therefore, path of the direction, what happens? Path of the direction is varied, no? Suppose one molecule is here, it is making collision over this molecule. Due to collision, it may go this side or this side. It will not go this side. Like this, going possibility is less. So it may move this direction or in this direction. Here, suppose one molecule is there, means due to collision, it will go like this. Therefore, now you say that the gaseous molecules are moving in a random manner or proper manner. You see, in a what manner, in a what path it will move, random direction or proper direction. Gas molecules are moving continuously, that we know. Gas molecules are not static. They will move continuously. They are moving continuously in the sense in a random manner they will move, or in a proper direction it will move in the sense it moves in a random direction. Gaseous molecules are moving in a randomly. Why gaseous molecules are moving randomly? In the sense due to collision among gaseous molecules. Sorry, okay. Even gas molecules are making collision on wall of the vessel. It is making collision on wall of the vessel. Due to collision on wall of the vessel, the gas molecule may go like this, otherwise may go like this. Okay, due to collision over wall of the vessel, also gas molecules movement direction varies. So that we can say that gaseous molecules are moving randomly, we can say. Sorry. Now, whatever the movement, gravity is there. Gravity also will affect that movement. Is gravity affecting the gaseous molecules movement? We have to see. Is gravity affecting the movement of is gravity affecting the movement of gaseous molecules? That we have to see. For which you have seen that suppose we will take agarbatti, this we will let us ignite. If we ignite from this fumes will be liberated. Now you have watched the fumes direction. Is it moving upward or is it moving downward? You see, it is moving upward. It is moving upward in the sense its motion is against gravity or not. You see that. That means the motion of fumes is affected by gravity or not affected by gravity, you think? That means, shall we say that gravity is not affecting the motion of gas? That means gaseous molecules movement is not affected by gravity, shall we say? Okay. So gaseous molecules are moving. Gaseous molecules are moving. That movement is not affected by gravity. Why? Because we cannot say, we can't say that fumes are going in this direction only. We cannot say in all the directions. Suppose it is a vessel. Suppose it is a room. It is a room. It is closed. Let us think. So the gas molecule are moving like this. It is moving like this. It is making collision. Due to collision, it will travel like this also. No? It will travel like this also. No? Due to collision over this, it may travel like this also. No? Therefore, we can say that the movement of gaseous molecules is not affected by gravity. So gravity is not affecting the movement of gaseous molecules. So we can come to know that gaseous molecules are moving randomly. Sorry, okay. Gaseous molecules are moving randomly. That point we came to know. Sorry. Gaseous molecules are moving randomly. Okay. Now that random motion is there. It is moving continuously. We said, sir. Okay. Now let us see another point here. Now let us take gaseous molecules like this. Gaseous molecules present like this. They are making a random motion. Sir. Next point we will see. The gaseous molecule are moving like this. It is 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 moving like this. Gaseous molecules are moving like this. Now say the gaseous molecule is moving in the sense each gas molecule can move to all the places of this vessel. Each gas molecule can make a movement to all the places of this vessel, shall we say? Or not? You say, you think. Now this gas molecule is there. This gas molecule is making movement like this. It is making movement like this. Shall we say that each gas molecule is making movement in all the places of this vessel? Sir, okay. So each gas molecule is moving in all the gas molecules. We are coming to conclusion that all the gas molecules are moving freely throughout the vessel throughout the vessel we can say. That means gas molecules are moving freely in the sense distance between gas molecules is large or low. That you think. Distance between gas molecules are large or low, you think. Since gas molecules are moving freely, distance between gas molecules is high. Distance between gas molecules is high. That means now we can see another point that here empty gap is present. Here empty gap is present. That means the distance between gas molecules is high in the sense empty gap is present.
Since empty gap is present, the gas molecules are moving freely. Empty gap and volume occupied by gas molecules. Those 2 points we'll see. Volume occupied by gas molecules. Volume occupied by gas molecules. These 2 points we'll see. Volume of empty space, volume occupied by gaseous molecules. These 2 points we'll see. Volume occupied by gas molecules means what? This is the volume occupied by gas molecule. It is the volume of it is the volume which is occupied by gas molecule. That is called volume occupied by gas molecules. Means that is the meaning. Volume occupied by gas molecules and volume of empty space. Volume of empty space. Do you say that remains same? Volume occupied by gaseous molecules. Volume occupied by gaseous molecules and volume of empty space. Both remain same or both are different. Both are different. That means we cannot say they are same. Sir, okay. Which volume will be, which we cannot say remain same in the sense they are different. Okay. So which volume will be high? Empty space volume will be high. Otherwise, volume occupied by gas molecules are high. That you say. Now, for that, you think that gas molecules are moving freely. Moving free movement is there in the sense how the empty gap should be there. Free movement is there in the sense how the empty gap should be there. Okay, that you think. So that gas molecules are continuously moving. Gas molecules are moving freely. Gas molecules are making motion randomly. The motion of gas molecules are not affected by gravity. Now you think how the volume of empty gap will be there and how the volume occupied by gas molecules will be there. Which is high, do you say? Volume of empty gap is high, volume of empty space is high, or volume occupied by gaseous molecules are high? Which will be high, do you think? Volume of empty space or volume occupied by gaseous molecules? Have you understood what is the meaning of volume occupied by gaseous molecules? Volume occupied by gaseous molecules means, again I will say, see that volume occupied by gaseous molecules means what? See, you see this gaseous molecule, you see. Okay, you are saying that empty space volume is high. That means volume occupied by gaseous molecules is low. Sorry, okay. Now you say that you think that you are saying that volume occupied by empty gaseous molecules is low, volume of empty space is high, you are saying. That means using that point you come to an idea that here helium molecules are there, here also helium molecules are there. Here it is an individual gas, but here individual gas is not there, mixture of gases are there. Though mixture of gases, among the gaseous molecules there is no reaction. Though mixture of gases, among the gaseous molecules there is no reaction, we can say. Sorry. Now here helium molecules are behaving independently. What about behavior of here neon molecules are behaving independently? What about the behavior of neon molecules here? Do you think that behavior of neon molecules here and behavior of neon molecules here remains same? Sir. Now see that the volume of empty space, we came to know that volume of empty space is large. Volume of empty space is large. Volume occupied by gaseous molecules, how it is there means we can say it is negligible. We can say it is negligible to this. Otherwise, gas cannot be compressible. No, gas is compressed. Gas can be compressed easily. That means what? Volume of empty space is huge when compared to volume occupied by gaseous molecules. Therefore, we can come to an idea that volume occupied by gaseous molecules is negligible to volume of empty space. Like that, we can say. We can say for which gases in the sense permanent gases. Permanent gases, we can say. Okay. If you consider like this, then only there is no attraction. There is no attraction between gaseous molecules. Okay. So, volume occupied by gaseous molecules is negligible to volume of empty space. If you take this assumption, volume occupied by gas molecules. So, what is assumption you are taking in the sense volume occupied by gaseous molecules? Volume occupied by gaseous molecules volume occupied by gaseous molecules is negligible to volume of gas, the volume of empty space. Volume of empty space. This assumption will take. This assumption is valid under certain conditions. Under certain conditions means based on temperature, pressure, number of moles, like this. Sorry, okay. So we are saying that volume occupied by gaseous molecules is negligible to volume of empty space, and we are saying that no interaction among gaseous molecules. This point says that the distance between gas molecules is very high, so gas molecules move freely. Now you say, what is the behavior of neon gas molecules here, and what is the behavior of neon gas molecules here? Do you think they are same or different? Behavior of neon gas molecules remain same or different, shall we say? If we come for an assumption like this assumption and this assumption are valid. These two assumptions are valid here. Valid here means automatically valid here. If you take like this assumption, then shall we say behavior of neon molecules here and behavior of neon molecules here remains same? Shall we say, if these two assumptions are valid? Okay. The behavior of, what is the meaning of behavior of neon molecules? That means independent behavior of neon. That means each neon molecule is not affected by other neon molecules. Similarly, each neon molecule is not affected by other molecules. Independent behavior means the each neon molecule is not affected by other neon molecules. That is called independent behavior. So affecting in the sense, in what way affecting? That is meant by pulling or pushing. Pulling or pushing when will be there? If interaction is there. Pulling or pushing when will be there? If interaction is there. And if there is no interaction, there is no pulling and or pushing. We can say that one molecule is pulling another molecule means due to attraction. If there is no attraction, how one molecule will pull another molecule? Sorry. If one molecule is repelling another molecule, we can say that interaction is there. If there is no interaction, we cannot say that one molecule is repelling another molecule. So that if there is no interaction, we can come to an idea that between gaseous molecules there is no pulling or pushing. Gaseous molecules are not pulling or pushing. That idea we can come. Then if the empty space is huge, then we can say molecules are making a mostly free movement. Obstacles are very less. We can say obstacles are very less in the sense, suppose the molecule is moving like this. When the molecule is moving like this, suppose this molecule goes in this direction at that time, then its movement is not affected. Suppose if it is there also, collision will be there and change of direction, that's all. Change of direction. So mostly independent behavior will be there, or independent behavior not at all will be there. What do you think? Independent neon gas, in the neon gas, neon molecules are having independent behavior. Shall we say, or we should not say at all? That you think? Here, shall we say that neon molecules are having independent behavior? Okay. So we are coming for another assumption. What is that another assumption? In the sense, neon molecule